Hello, my fellow YouTubers and Married at First Sight watchers and reviewers. How you doing? Yeah, I'm here trying to chillax, as we used to say, after working a hard day in training. And I kept thinking about the show. I haven't done a review for a few episodes. Well, one because one didn't get uploaded, and the second one I was living. I was taking a trip for the weekend. We had that long weekend, and I was gonna do a video. So anyway, here I am, and today my comments are probably just a conclusion. Not that this is the end, but just a combination summarizing things that I've already said. If I was to title this, it would be called The Johnny Show. Or maybe the Professional Show. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens when I go on. Okay, so we'll check out my reasoning. Alright, so I've watched Married at First Sight since the first episode, because I was like, this is a great concept. I always said it would be great if I could just get a selection of all the people in the world and who that person would be that would be compatible. But by the time the show came on, I was married, so I didn't need the help. But Johnny's acting up. We all know Johnny's acting up because he is rude. I wish Bow. I wish she would start acting up. Because, when we first met her, well, on the day when she was getting ready to get married, remember she was sitting in that chair thinking like, it was a thought to me like, dang, was she even married? Whoever this person is, because she didn't know who it was. And I was like, I wonder, will she even go down the aisle? Let me get my charger out, because I don't even need charging. So I was just wondering, I was like, I wonder will she even go down the aisle? Because the way she's sitting there thinking, it's almost like she's like, this person is not for me. Funny how it turns out that she was true to her thoughts and expectations based on what was given to her as a gift. So I go on to say that not only was she right, and if she was probably going to treat him like she thought he was, Johnny would probably act a lot better if she would toughen up and be that person. Now, this is where the experts, I said professionals, the experts, this is where I've said in prior videos that I've had issues with the times that I stopped watching the show, because I didn't watch the 12th season, so I didn't get to see the craziness. I heard about it, but I was like, nope, not gonna watch, because, as I always say, if you have experts that don't consider the things that you're saying that you want in a spouse, then what's the point of having an expert? Everything that Johnny said he wanted, Bao is not. The things she probably wanted, he may or may not be. Well, what she said, he's not. Except that he's a male and he's Asian. And I say that because he said he wanted somebody who would be crazy or psycho in love with him and wanted to chase up behind him and pat him on the ass. That's his thing. That's his phrase. Well, I can't believe I said that. Recording, somebody can catch me in history. But anyway, she's not that type of person. She's not an aggressor. She's a woman. She's not a chaser. So we don't tend to do that unless you're a teenage girl and crazy in love with a guy. And most chances are not that guy being Johnny, because he would have been a guy that would have been easy for any girl to get. Except Bao, because he's saying he wouldn't be into her. And she's probably one of the few girls who really would chase him down. But when she does try to get excited to chase him down, he's insulted and disgusted by the admiration that she does have for him and knowing him and having seen him operate. And of course, when she went and talked to her friend, it was a concern. I know him. I know how he acts. I just don't think he's going to be stable. Everything that she thought was right before she met him, and when she realized that's who he was. The experts did not find the person he wanted. And that's what gets me, if I were to get infuriated. That would be the thing that would infuriate me, is because they didn't listen. And, well, they said they did. They said, oh, well, we consider that she can get something from him to make her a more outgoing person, and he can get something from her to make him a more stable person. These people are 35. If they wanted to change, they would have been changed. They could have been got with somebody to help them make those adjustments. They did not want to make them. They wanted somebody like them. Johnny needs somebody who's a pseudo extrovert, because he is pseudo. He is good surface level, and that's it. Now, they can really find a good sweet spot and make it work. It's just a whole lot of semantics that they do and how they want to communicate the language. And she never can do enough for him, because, one, he already knew her, and he already had built up in his mind who she was. And so she was a girl trying to get a degree, trying to get a better place in life. And he's not going to let her get past that. And she got it. He got it. One thing that they never talk about with them is their finances. So all of that must be a wonderful situation. They never bring it up. They brought it up with Merle and Gil. They've brought it up with Rachel and Jose. Never with Johnny and Bao. Never with, not really ever with Ryan and Brett. And not even with Zach and Michaela. So their stuff must be pretty good, because they never considered it as an issue with them. And like I said, that's the thing that the experts, I feel like they do a disservice to the show and to the people, not just for ratings, because they could get ratings even if they match people. Because when you're married, it's going to always be some kind of adventure, some kind of disagreement, some kind of friction. If it's not between the two of you, it's going to be family. It's going to be something, children, something, somebody, friends, something, a pet, something. It's going to always bring friction, so there'll be some kind of entertainment. So you don't have to worry about that. But like I said, they getting these old people who are already set in their ways, who don't want to make adjustments. They forget which show they signed up for, and act like they're expecting something different. Now, these guys technically could probably all afford a supermodel. But the thing about it is, they don't know what a supermodel is. They would know a supermodel if she walked in front of them. Because you know why? There's supermodels all around us. Supermodels. I'm going to tell you something, okay? I worked at Donna Karen, DKNY, in New York City. I know I'm living in Birmingham, Alabama now. I'm from Alabama. I'm from Selma. Went to college, University of Alabama, Tuscaloosa. Moved to New York, lived there and worked some years. New Jersey for a minute, Atlanta, Georgia for a minute. And voila, here I am. So, I say that to say, when you look at actresses and supermodels, celebrities of sorts, and a person says, oh, that's who I want to be in my life, the difference between me right now, or you right now, and them is makeup and wardrobe. Even the ugliest person on TV has some kind of makeup. You know how if you look at the Inquirer, just look at all of them when they do those shots. This person at the gas station, this person, look at them without makeup. Now they do it online. I get plenty of them. Look at this person. I'm not going to say the names because it doesn't matter to me. But look at this person without makeup. I've even had guys who worked on movie sets, and they'll say, oh, well, I saw this person. I don't want to say names, because I want to protect these people's integrity. But they'll say, I saw him on a movie shoot, and they didn't have on a makeup, and they looked horrible. No, technically, the person didn't, because we see people every day that look fine. I think I'm cute without it, but I know I look different with it. And depending on everything else I got going on with it, I look spectacular. But I'm saying, if these guys, if you got enough money where you can draw a supermodel, or even if you got a little, if you want a girl to look a certain way, just either pay for her to have a makeup artist come in and do her makeup, especially like if you're going out somewhere special. If she doesn't know how to dress, have a stylist come in and select clothes. They have people who do that at stores. You can even get online concierge now, where they'll take care of those things for you. That's the biggest difference. Because like I said, I used to be behind the scenes where the models would come in, I'd get their books, we'd take them up to the designers, Donna Karen and everybody, and they are looking at them. And that's not necessarily something that Donna Karen per se, I take her name out of it, because it's not something she's going to even care about. By the time she cares about it, she's getting like the top ladies, like I could say a name, but I don't want to say any names, because like I said, if I didn't say it for one side, I don't want to say it for the other side. But by the time you get like a top actress or a top model, that's where she comes in. Now I can tell you some models that be looking right at her, she won't pay them any attention, because that's just how insignificant it is to her. But these ladies don't come in with makeup. They come in with jeans, t-shirts, because usually when they're coming, they're trying on like a sample garment that they have for them for sizing, and to see if their walk is what they want. And so it's like everybody has a thing. Some people make it, some people don't. I've done the shows, I've been behind the scenes, I've sat and looked and watched them come out and done all that stuff and lived the life that I loved. And I tell you, met plenty of people, professional makeup artists, the designers, all of that, the models. I was going to tell you about the story about this one model. And when I saw him, I said, "Oh, you just look familiar." And he said, "Probably because my face is on all these pictures around here." And I said, "Yep, that would be it." So, I mean, celebrities come there looking, to get clothes, to get fitted and all of that. And, by the time they do sample sales, they have it in a whole nother place. But you get to meet a lot of people. And in a situation where I was meeting a lot of people before they had the makeup on. And you'll be surprised still beautiful people. But at the same time, it was not anything that they will stop your head or not. It just depends on what you like. I've had guys who were models who were looking at me still, so, and I know you're probably like, what? Okay, maybe it was like, 20 some years ago, but I'm just saying, I do all right, but I'm just saying that if guys want that type of girl, they can get her if they want looks and value, because there are always those girls you've grown up with that are where you work or somewhere in your town. They may not be in a magazine cover, but a lot of them, they're not just based in New York. They live wherever they live, and they come there to work, and because they travel to different places. So, and all you need is an agent to call you and tell you where to go. So it's not like they're not in your neighborhood. It's not like you can't get with them if that's what you want. But you have to know when the makeup comes off and the clothes come off, and this is a regular person, can you deal with them? Now there's another thing moving on to something else. What I wanted to address is the cruel and rude way that Ryan showed how Brett's housekeeping is. Now you notice when we saw her house, that her house was very clean, organized. Now maybe she did it prior to leaving for the honeymoon. And how he said it was so serene. And she said, everybody always says that. And so now he's showing this, she has clothes from here to there, everywhere. Now I really don't believe that. I'm not looking at the screen. It's not that I don't see with my camera. But I just don't see any place where anybody as an adult has cleaned up behind another adult. Like, I'm married, been married for 19 years. I don't clean up behind my husband. And he's a really neat guy, so he doesn't even really leave anything for me to clean up. Now, he thinks he's cleaning up behind me, but no, because I'm a really neat person. And I don't need anybody to clean up behind me, and I'm an adult. But he tries to go and, like, I could be working on an art and craft type thing, and I might have to go do something for the girls. So it gets me distracted for a little bit. he'll come thinking he needs to clean up behind me. No, I'm not finished. Or I might have been eating a snack and get up to go do something. Now come back, he's closed the bag up. I don't need you to do that. If I left that bag open, I'm coming back to eat it, because otherwise I would have closed it down and put a clip on it, because I don't want stale food. I don't want anything interfering with my food. So I'm saying that not to complain about my husband, but just to say, as an adult, I don't need anybody cleaning up behind me. And no adult should need that. And I'm saying that as if, to further my thought, to say, if Ryan didn't like it, he could say something to her. He could pick it up. Or not show us. I mean, because what if it was he went and pulled stuff around and threw it to make it look like it was hers? I mean, I don't understand that, because I'm not a person. I've had people in scenarios, you're sitting around talking with friends and coworkers and stuff, and they say, oh, you know what, I'll leave this on the floor. I don't ever. I tell them, I said, no. And people don't believe me. I don't leave my underwear, bras, and stuff not on the floor. Nope. Why? Like I tell my daughters, if it's dirty, it's in the hampers. If it's clean, it's either in a hot closet hanging or somewhere off the floor, But we have drawers and all that stuff for that. So I don't see what benefit he thought to show that, except to perhaps say that, oh, I'm not going to be with her because she's messy. Well, and to even further my thought, if it was her and he had left all of his stuff on the floor, he would have expected her to pick it up. So if he would have expected her to pick it up, being that men are saying that they are so revolutionary now and they don't need a woman to take care of them, why didn't he pick it up? If it bothers him that her clothes are still in the dryer or not in the started washer again, and then put the clothes over in the dryer. If this is your spouse, this is something that simple little things that you can do for each other. If warranted, like I said, if I'm leaving chips open, chances are I'm coming back to get them. But I will go put clothes, because my husband, he wants to do the washing. I said, let him. So, but I mean, it's both of our clothes, so I'll go and put them in the from the washer to the dryer. I've washed them. He's washed them. We both do it. It just depends. But he said he wants to do it because he wants to make sure I'm working from home. Half of the time, now I got on a t-shirt and this. Half of the time, he's putting his clothes in the dry cleaners. So it's not like we have delicacies. And then I don't put those in there anyway, because one time he did grab a pair of wool pants of mine and wash them. And yes, you know what happened. When they made it to the dryer, they shrank. But because I had bought quality wool pants that had a really great lining in it, it shrank it right to size I had needed to get them fitted. And I can sew and do all that, but I don't want to do that for myself. I don't want to do that, period, now. Been there, done that. So he washed them and they dried to fit me perfectly, because that lining stopped any more shrinkage. And so note to self, or to anybody else if you need it. If you got a lining in there, you need any fitting, it'll fit me perfectly. I'm short. I'm telling you, I'm this tall. And I didn't need to get them hemmed. I didn't need to get them taken in, nothing. And so it's just a thing where you are married. You're supposed to be working together. And you're not supposed to be, and I want it to seem like if I say something about what happens with me and my husband, that it's taking it down. But you shouldn't be showing where you're not working together. So I don't know if I just did like I saying it, but I didn't do it. But I'm just saying circumstances. These are circumstances that have happened, and these are things that my husband and I have gotten together and talked about. And I just don't think that Ryan did not only Brett a disservice, he did himself, because this is his wife. And how does he present himself for another woman? Because sometimes if a woman is rushing out of the house, especially when you've been single for a long time, you're not really always concerned or considerate of where you leave things. like I said, I never was one to I've always kind of kept myself organized, but at the same time, usually, now my sister, she took a picture of my stuff one time, and it was like not organized, but she took it kind of to talk about me because I used to always be organized. So she was took it and say, "Hey, look, here's a time she's not. I got a picture. I got proof." One of my sisters, I should say, because I have two, but they know who it was, so you know. But yeah, guys will say that they'll clean up, but they won't. But they'll expect a woman to. That's why Johnny's saying, "Oh, well, for every 100% you're doing, I'm doing 150," because as a woman, a guy, even though they're saying they're a Renaissance man, they still in the back of their mind feel like a woman has her role and he has his. And so for a woman to clean up and cook for them, that's what you're supposed to do. You hadn't even made it to 100 when you did that. That's 50% of your job. The other 50, I was getting ready to say something that I don't want to be caught on camera and brought back to me. But all of them ends up with, they want you ucking them. And that's where you get your up to 100 and bonus points. So I hate that people have to get divorced, but it's not for me to hate, because that's something that the Lord said He gave it to us because so many people wanted it back in the Bible days, as we said. Well, hey, we're still living in the Bible days, so it's there if you need it. In the situation, the experts were supposed to have done a better job, but they didn't, and I just wish that they would. Some people get it right, but I wish that they would do better about selecting people, because some people don't take it as serious as what it's intended to be. And a lot of people thinking, oh, it's just about I want them to look a certain way, I want to make a certain type of money. No, you have to look at a person's spirit. That's the thing. At least I wanted somebody who had a spirit similar to mine, which is what it usually is termed as someone being equally yoked. I want somebody with a similar spirit, and so that's what I found with my husband. I thought he had a spirit similar to mine and my girlfriends that I hung with, and not in a way in like effeminate or anything like that. It was just that when it's the two of us together, we can talk, we can get along, we can do things and have fun and laugh. And then, when we're out in the world, we operate like we need to out in the world. But, spiritually, the person he is great for me. And it's what I wanted. And so, these people didn't choose them, but the experts were trying to change people. And that's one thing you learn if you want a marriage that lasts. You don't want to get with somebody and try to change them. You want to get with somebody who you can grow with and develop and get in a household and raise happy children. And I don't see how Bo will be able to stay married to him. Ryan's just not going to stay with Brett. I thought he was, but he's not. I don't even waste my time on Michaela and Zach, because, like I said, you can go back to season 1. I already saw them. Just different name, different Michelles. And so I don't even comment. But I have to say, sometimes when I see the next upcoming show, I'm like, oh my God, I want to comment on what's going to happen. But you can't, because you got to wait to see what's going to happen. And all I can say is, though, when she's in that thing and she starts playing her hands all over, and I'm like, oh, what's wrong with her? But then after I saw it, I said, oh, yeah. Sometimes people can get you that frustrated that you're just like, you don't want to say WTF. But that's what that is. It's like, I try to do everything I can to do what you want, and you're ungrateful. Now, this is me, a person speaking who's ungrateful, who's saying this, so I can understand it on both sides. And I know it's coming up soon, and we're going to watch it, and we're all going to have our comments. But I blame it all on the experts. Any problems that are happening, I blame on the experts. The successes, hey, I give credit to the experts for finally doing it right. Because, like I said, there's nothing that Maryland was doing to me or said that was wrong. A woman can't live any and everywhere. A woman that makes her money and has worked hard and makes good money can spend her money. She does not have to adjust her lifestyle to a man. Because if you adjust your lifestyle to a man, you will live in a cave. You go back and look at divorce court with Judge Maybelline. Judge Maybelline. There was a lady who moved into a cave with a guy, and he set up lighting, and they moved into a cave and lived there. So you can't lower your standards to what a man wants. A woman cannot live like a man. A man can be a thug, and nobody gonna come try to rape him. Nobody gonna try to come hurt him, steal nothing from him. Especially a big guy like you. Ain't nobody gonna try to mess with him. So you can't. A woman has to have standards. So she has not done anything wrong yet to me. But I might be the only person that's ever said that. So anyway, with this I'm going to go because there's not a lot to say in this episode anyway about Jose and Rachel, except to say, look, my husband was the same way. He didn't want to go anywhere but around the corner. I told him on the first anniversary, we were coming up to our first anniversary. And I said, look, I know you don't like to travel. That's fine. I'm going to be with you on our first anniversary date. After that, I'm taking a trip. His mom was in the back seat. She could have choked me out. I should have thought that one out better than I did. But she didn't. So anyway, years later, he's been planning all our trips. We had a honeymoon cruise, the first year cruise. And after that, he's been planning every trip. I always wanted to go to Bermuda. As soon as this COVID thing is over, we're getting the works, going to Bermuda. You know, and I mean just everywhere, because he had done the military, so he wasn't worried about doing that anymore. But now he's ready. So give it time. You all going to have the money. And you'll travel. Both of you will be happy. Toodles.